Hello and welcome to TreeWalker Talks, episode 51. It's a mountain. Alright, so this week's homestead update. Well, on the forefront, if you've watched the other videos on my YouTube channel, you'll know this. Sounding a little bit better now, but I did get COVID again for the third time. Lucky me, lucky me. The worst thing I got from it is I'm back with worse shortness of breath and fatigue, but the fatigue isn't horrible. It's manageable, but man, I want to sleep all the time. So that's where I'm at. Work's kind of wiping me out. I'm recording this now in case something changes. This is Tuesday night at 11:45 p.m., but I don't think I'm going to get much else done, so I think we can go ahead and record it. May have to stop for lots of drinks this time. Sorry about that. Okay. Other news on the homestead update. I did get the grapes squashed, so now we have a jug of grape juice. What are we going to do with that? I don't know. We're going to have to hurry up and get it done probably this weekend. We could just use this grape juice. We could use it as jelly making. I don't know. Maybe leave in the comments what you think I should do with it. Okay, and hot sauce. I made a second batch of my jalapeno hot sauce. Excuse me. The first one was green. This one I used red ones, and haven't tasted it yet, but the green one is awesome. I'm using it on everything. Pretty simple. It's just jalapenos, onions, garlic, cilantro, salt, pepper, cumin. I think that's it. I'll have to link a recipe for it. It is not my recipe, but it is now. I'm making it. I think he had lemon juice in there, but I don't add that. So that's in the fridge. You might have seen the pictures of that already. I put those in one of my videos too. Pasta sauce. I used all the tomatoes that we've had so far, which has not been a good year for tomatoes. I might get some more yet still, but I made a pasta sauce with them. Tasted pretty good. Let's sit in the fridge. We'll see how it turns out. It might just be pizza sauce. We'll see. The number one, the big, huge thing. I was off last Friday because of the COVID, and I still felt decent. I did get the shed started. We are probably sitting at a drink, about 75% done, maybe a little bit less. I can actually sit there and I can do some things. There's a recliner in there for now. I might have to get rid of that for space-wise. And there's something else in there that... it's a table. I don't really want to get rid of it. It was my grandmother's. She used it for canning, pickling, all that stuff. I'd really like to keep that, but I have to kind of work out how I can work that into the system because I'd like to put some aquaponics or hydroponics there too. But that was huge. I just mainly have the workbench and some organizing there, which I might actually take you out if I have time this weekend and do some of that. Just have a chat. We'll see. The paprika peppers, I got them dried. Those are actually Alma paprika pepper. I got those cut up, the ones that were ready, dried, and not powdered yet, but they just came off the dehydrator and looking good. Not going to make a huge amount. We need to get more peppers planted for that. Going to cough, sorry. That's pretty much it that's been on the homestead update. Some of that can kind of go into what's growing on, but let's get into that. So with COVID, not a whole lot has changed. I didn't plant anything. I didn't get around to get the beds done for the nutrients. Hopefully soon. Along with that, I think we've come to an end of content every day. I think I made it over 35 days of content every day for the extended period of time. I wanted to see how that went. It is taxing. It is getting to the point where I was kind of like going, oh, I need something. And that's not what I want. I want to give you good quality content. So we'll see. I'd like to do the 2 podcasts, keep those going. We'll see where we're at because this is episode 51. Next week is episode 52. That's a full year of podcast here. But what's growing on? The snap peas have sprouted. They're maybe not even an inch tall yet. So we'll see if those actually come to fruit. The cucumbers are doing good. They're huge. But they're short. So I don't know if they'll come to fruit yet before our freeze or not. Hopefully. If you can go by how the plants look, they're going to be awesome. So let's get into the main topic. It's a mountain. We'll kind of go into that. So today we're sipping some tea Or, for me, it's coffee. Literally and figuratively, on a subject that's been weighing on my mind. Those looming projects that seem to pile up as winter gets closer. Now let's get real for a second. This time of year, it's like the Sunday night of the seasons. You've got that, oh boy, here it comes feeling. You know what I mean. The frost is coming. The nights are creeping in earlier, and you've got a to-do list that's longer than a grocery store receipt. But hopefully not as expensive, because that's pretty expensive now. But wait, before you start stress baking or pulling your hair out, let's take a step back, take a breath. I've been finding real peace on the homestead lately. You ever notice how the garden isn't in a rush? Even as the leaves change and drop, it's like nature's reminding us, hey, all is as it should be. The chickens aren't stressing over their day. The rabbits are just kicking back and enjoying the cooler weather. And the ducks, well, they're being ducks. If you've had ducks, you know what I mean. So let's take a leaf out of that book. Slow down, breathe, and let's find a way to tackle those looming projects without losing our cool. Alrighty, actionable tips. Let's buckle up. Tip number 1, make a list. No, seriously. Jot down all the things you need to do. And I mean everything. Anything you can think of. Then look at it. It's not as scary on paper, is it? At least I hope it isn't. If it is, then we'll work that out later, one-on-one, okay? Try. Number 2 is triage that list. Look, not everything needs to be tackled right now. Some stuff, sure, it's time sensitive. You got to get it done. But some things can wait until after the first snowfall. And some things, to be honest, maybe they don't need done at all. I mean, just prioritize. Tip number 3, do one thing a day. Look, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was your homestead or your to-do list. So how about this? Do one thing each day that moves you closer to having that list done. It's not about how fast you can do it all. It's about steady progress. You know what I mean? Tip number 4. Very important tip. Be kind to yourself. You're not a superhero. Well, actually you kind of are. But even superheroes need a break. Don't get caught up in doing that you forgot to be. You understand that? Don't get so caught up in doing something that you forgot to just be you. Spend time in your garden. Sit, breathe, recharge that beautiful soul of yours. You deserve it. There's one of you I'm talking to specifically right now. Fire start. And you know who I'm talking about. You're doing great. Just some days, just do what you got to do. And don't do anything else. Relax a little, maybe. So, here's your takeaway. Your call to action, so to say. Get out on your homestead. In your garden. Buy your plants. Wherever is your spot. Before you do anything else, just sit there. Yeah, you heard me right. Sit. Feel the air. Smell the earth. Then pick one thing and tackle it. Go for it. Complete that one thing. Well, thanks. I want to thank you for sharing this space with me. I know it feels like we've got a mountain to climb. There's that mountain. But remember, the best views come after the hardest climb. So until next week, keep putting one foot in front of the other. Keep your spade sharp and your hearts open. Stay alive out there and keep on surviving.